So you know if this is going to be like a lump in my arm? Am I going to feel it or?
You probably will have a lump in your arm.
Okay. Man, this sucks.
Probably going to be like the TB shots we used to get in the Marine Corps. The ones underneath your, is that what was it, tuberculosis?
Yeah, the TB shots.
Yeah.
Here, like that. I don't know how much of one, because it depends too on how this is pretty watery.
So it might not.
So it may not.
Okay. So now, if I do have a reaction to this, you guys are equipped to keep me from dying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Well put.
Just want to make sure.
What kind of reaction would there be that's considered adverse?
Well, we're to watch for itching, swelling at the injection site, any shortness of breath, things of that nature. So.
Does it burn?
Ah, that burns. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Breathe. Go ahead and squeeze your hand.
I'm going to come up there, baby. Hold your hand.
Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Done.
Ooh,
done. Done.
God.
Ooh. Done. Done. Done.
Oh my God.
You want me to do it again or go in a different spot? No. Okay.
Oh my God.
You're good.
Please tell me.
There it goes.
Yep. You're going to heaven. You're going to heaven.
Hold still, baby.
I'm holding still.
So remember when we said that was a wimp? I don't think it was a wimp.
Those might be what? Like the sisterhood of traveling pants, but with panties instead of pants, and me instead.
I won't get your face in there, I promise.
Now you're going to be more nervous because the camera's on.
Oh my God.
Good.
Oh my God. It's like liquid fire.
You good?
Yeah. Alright guys, so we are in DC, we are in the hotel. We landed at about, I think it was like 1:20 or so. And I had meant to do video while we were at the airport or at least on the airplane or something. But my back's been hurting me today, so I really wasn't in the mood to do video. The injections that I've been getting, the filgrastim, it makes your body produce the stem cells, like an overabundance of the stem cells, and one of the side effects is bone pain. And I've been told that one of the ways you know that the medicine is working is if you have bone pain. And I started experiencing some back pain, I think, day 2, so after my 2nd injection. I had my 4th injection this morning. And today's kind of been today has been the worst day as far as back pain goes. So I wasn't really in the mood for filming, but we're at the hotel now. We've been here for probably about 8.5 hours, or, well, no, 7 hours or so. So I get my last injection tomorrow morning, and then I do the donation tomorrow too. So yeah, so I'm just kind of taking it easy tonight, just laying in bed, not doing a whole heck of a lot. So yeah, it's dark outside already. It's like 8:30, so I can't really show you guys the skyline. We were on the 8th floor in our hotel, so you can kind of see a good bit. And we're actually not in Washington, D.C. We're like outside of it. I think we're in Arlington or something like that. I really don't know where we are. But I'll show you guys the skyline tomorrow once the sun comes up. So yeah, so I will see you guys in the morning for my last injection and the actual donation process. Alright guys, so it is almost 7 o'clock here in Tyson's Corner is where we're at, not Arlington. So this is the view from our room. And we are getting ready to head downstairs to the lift, and then we're gonna go get breakfast, and then we're gonna go do the donation. So yeah, so I will see you guys after breakfast.
I have 4 ibuprofen here, which is a prescription dose, 800 milligrams. You have something to drink back here, or there's water.
There you go.
Talk, like you can whisper into the camera if you want. Hold it close to your face so nobody else around here hears you.
Alright, so here we are. Donation has started. Watching movies during the process. She's been doing good. The IV's burned quite a bit going in, but she's been good so far. So they're saying about 4 to 6 hours we should be pumping blood out of her.
Alright guys, so I just finished with my donation. It actually took a lot less longer than I was expecting it to. It took about 3 hours and 15 minutes or so, which is really good. I was super glad that it didn't take that long. So I was told the process could take anywhere from like 4 to 6 hours. And when I actually got here, the lady was telling me that if you're smaller, it takes longer because the machine can only pull so much blood out of you at a time, otherwise it becomes dangerous. So I'm like 5'2" and 120 pounds, so obviously I'm pretty small, and I was not happy about the fact that it could take longer, but it didn't. So 3 hours and 15 minutes, I'm an overachiever. So they told me that pretty much I need to take just the rest of the day and be kind of lazy, not do anything, no drinking. So kind of bummed about that. I had to go 5 days without drinking. So I was really looking forward to a drink tonight. But that's fine. I think we're going to head to the hotel, get some lunch. They told me to have a good lunch. Probably, I don't know, do some Netflix, probably take a nap, and then maybe we'll go out tonight. I don't know. We'll see. So I will keep you guys updated on how I feel throughout the rest of the day because it's not even noon yet. So, yeah. All right, guys. So we just finished up with lunch, and we are back in the hotel. As you can see, I am laying in bed. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit of like my arms and stuff. While we were there, they wouldn't let me record any of the process of them hooking me up or, you know, obviously going over like my medical stuff. But once I was hooked up, you know, we were able to do, you know, some videos. We didn't do really a whole lot. There was another girl next to me also donating. And then I think there was somebody else on the other side of the room who was donating. And then they had a bunch of people who were coming in to do their labs because they're going through the process of being donors. But, so, this arm here, and I know you guys can't really see the front, but this arm here is the arm that they had the IV in to pull my blood out. So in this arm, they had an actual needle, and it would suck it out, I guess. I don't know if it was actually like sucking it out, but it was pulling the blood out. And then it would go into the machine. It went through the centrifuge, which pulled out my plasma and my stem cells. And then it heated up the blood once again before putting it back into an IV that was in this arm. Now, this arm was what's called an IV catheter. So this was not an actual metal needle. It was a plastic tube that went into my arm. And I'm not entirely positive how they did. I didn't watch any of them sticking stuff inside me, but somehow, I don't know, they put a needle in and then they replaced the needle with the plastic tube. I don't know how it works. That one hurt. It was pretty sting-y, but then this one felt fine. Like, and this one, because it's a plastic tube, I was able to move it, but I didn't because I'm a chicken, and I was scared if I moved it, I might die. So I did not move my arm. This arm, I could not bend it at all, and this arm actually got to be very, very painful. Probably like the last hour or so, it was really painful, and I was trying to move my wrist. They gave me 2 saline bags to hold in my hands, and the saline bags were heated up, and the bags were solely to, it's essentially like a stress ball. I was squeezing them the whole time, and they said that you keep doing that because sometimes the draw needle, I don't know, it might start drawing faster than what your body is pumping the blood. So occasionally, I think mine stopped once where the needle, I don't know, I guess it didn't have enough draw, and so the machine stopped pulling, and I didn't feel it, but she said, you know, did you feel it vibrate? And I said, no, is that a thing? And she said, if it doesn't have enough to draw, it'll stop, but you'll feel it vibrate in your arm. And so, of course, that started, you know, making me freak out, and I was getting kind of nervous. But it stopped only the one time. I kept squeezing the bags. So I had 2 bags, and I was squeezing. And then probably like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so before we stopped, she said that I could stop squeezing because by now my body was used to the draw and I didn't have to keep squeezing. Because I told her my arm was hurting. It was like, it wasn't killer pain, but it was definitely uncomfortable pain. So I stopped squeezing. I was trying to move my wrist without bending my arm, but any little movement, and that needle just, oof, it was like a bolt of lightning in my arm. So I really didn't do any moving. We were watching Netflix while I was donating to keep my mind off of it, because probably for about the first 30 minutes or so of the actual donation process, I was still pretty anxious. I was super worried I was going to pass out or throw up. I don't know. I was super anxious. So they actually gave me a teeny tiny amount of Xanax. It's like 0.25 milligrams, I think it was. So super duper little dose, but just kind of enough to, you know, help calm me down so I wasn't, you know, freaking out. So they did that, and overall, I mean, the process wasn't that terrible. I mean, if you're fine with needles, yeah, it'll be a breeze. But me, I had to think about needles, and so probably not the best thing for me to do to be on the donor list with a thing about needles, but I was, and I did it, and I'm glad it's over. I got my last injection right before, you guys saw that. Still felt like liquid fire being pumped into my arm, so I'm super glad I'm over with that. So yeah, like I said, we're back here in the hotel. We're gonna keep watching some more Netflix. It's 1:30 right now. I think we're gonna watch one 30-minute episode on Netflix and then probably take a nap because I'm super tired. I don't know if you guys can tell on my face, but I'm pretty tired. We had lunch, so I've got a full belly, so now I'm just gonna kind of relax a little bit. And then, yeah, maybe later I'll come on. I think we're gonna go, there's a mall across the street from our hotel. They got a P.F. Chang's. If you've never been to a P.F. Chang's and not had their lettuce wraps, you don't know what you're missing. I highly recommend. So yeah, I think we might do that. So I guess that's it for now. I will see you guys later. Alright guys, so we just got back from dinner at P.F. Chang's, of course. I took, I think it was like an hour and a half nap. And it was pretty amazing. I was super tired. I'm still pretty tired. I wanted to sleep longer, but I thought if I did, it might affect me sleeping tonight. So I only did an hour and a half, and then we went across the street. It's like a mall. I think it's Tyson's Corner Mall or something like that. So we had dinner over there. The P.F. Chang's was in the mall, and then afterwards I got some ice cream at one of the little shops there in the mall. And then so Santa Claus was there, and he was doing pictures with kids, but mostly I think tonight was like the dog night. So everybody had their dogs, so we watched that for a little bit while I ate my ice cream. It was super cute. So yeah, so now we're back. My back is hurting a little bit. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, and honestly I think, so they had given me instructions that I was supposed to take over-the-counter calcium tablets or gummies, chewies, whatever, one in the morning and one at night. So I've been doing that, and then I'm supposed to take 2 Tums 3 times a day. And at first I was like, that's really weird, why Tums? But if you look at the ingredients in Tums, it's like all calcium. It's a different form of calcium than the calcium, like over-the-counter calcium tablets. But so I've been doing all of that, and then one of the other things is I was supposed to be drinking copious amounts of water, and it actually says copious. So now I've been saying that like for the past 5 days. But yesterday we were flying, so I wasn't drinking nearly as much water, and I really think that that's why my back was hurting as bad as it was yesterday. Today's not so bad. I had almost 2 bottles of water in the morning before my donation, and then I drank probably like a bottle of water when we got back to the hotel before and after my nap, and then I had like more water since then, you know, at dinner and since we got back here. So my back hurts a little bit, but it's not terrible, I think, because I've been drinking a lot of water. So I still have the bandages on my arms. So here's that one, and then the other one is still on. I'm supposed to keep them on, I think she said, for 6 hours. I'll probably just wear them through the night just because I'm, I don't know, super worried about stuff like that. And I would hate, so obviously the bed, the sheets, the pillows, everything is white, and I would hate to get blood on it. So I'll probably just wear them throughout the night. I'm not supposed to work out for the next week, and the reason is the filgrastim, which is also known as Nepogen, or yeah, I don't know, Nepogen or filgrastim, whatever you want to call it. It can cause an enlarged spleen, which could cause a ruptured spleen. I think they call it like a splenic rupture or something like that. So I'm not supposed to work out for a week, which is fine because I'm apparently going to be tired and fatigued for the next several days. So no working out, no like intense anything, no moving heavy things, anything like that. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm pretty much going to go back to normal from here. I might still have some bone pain or back pain tomorrow. And I think it takes the filgrastim about a week to get completely out of my system. The injection that they gave me this morning is more for my benefit, is what they said. because my body will still keep producing stem cells, which will help replace all the stem cells that I donated today. So yeah, so hopefully I'll start, slowly getting back to normal and move on with my life, I guess you can say. So as far as the actual donation goes and the recipient that it's going to, a courier picked up the stem cells today and took it to wherever the recipient is. I don't know where he is, but I do know he is in the United States. Apparently a lot of donations, I guess, actually go overseas, which I really didn't know that was a thing. I just figured it couldn't leave the country. But mine is staying here in the US. I don't know where, but it's somewhere in the US. And my understanding is it's 100 days. If the body is going to reject the donated cells, it's going to happen within the first 100 days. So that puts us sometime in March-ish. So I really won't know anything until after that, I think. And then even then, I think it'll be 6 months before I'm allowed to have any kind of communication with the recipient. And even then, I believe it has to go from me to the liaison I've been working with at Be The Match, and then she sends it to the recipient, and then vice versa. If he wants to reach out to me, it has to go to her, and then she sends it to me. And then after 1 year, if either of us want to connect with each other directly or meet up, we can do that, but it has to be after 1 year. So I don't know what'll happen. Again, I really don't know where this person is. I don't know anything about him, like his family or anything like that. So I don't know. A large part of me wants to send him, the link to my vlog that I'm doing here that you guys are watching so he can see it. But I don't know if that's going to be allowed. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Mainly, I just really hope it works. I really hope his body accepts the donated cells. And then I hope it also, cures his cancer or puts it into remission. I'm not quite sure what the possible options are, but I hope it works for him. So now it's pretty much just going to be a waiting game. Alright guys, so that's it for my Be The Match donation vlog. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned a lot. This was my first time doing anything like this. I've never even donated blood before. So this was definitely a learning process throughout the entire thing. From start to finish, I learned a lot. As I said earlier, now it's pretty much just a waiting game till we see if the recipient's body accepts my cells. And now we have to wait 2-3 months before we hear anything back on if his body accepted it or not. And then even then, it's even longer before I can have any kind of communication with him. Or if he wants to communicate with me, we still have to wait for several months before we can do that. So based on the comments that a lot of you left on my first part of this vlog, pretty much just about everybody knows somebody who was affected by some form of cancer. A couple of you have even gone through the donation process. Cancer seems to kind of touch everybody in some way, be it a family member or a friend. I want to encourage all of you to go out and join the registry. And I have a link in the description down below specifically for me. So if you click on it, Be The Match will be able to track how many people are coming to the Be The Match site from my vlog video. It's specifically for me, so make sure to use the link in the description. But I encourage you to at least go and read about it, see if you're eligible to be a donor. If it's something that you want to follow through, then definitely go through the process. They send you the kit. All it is a swab kit. You swab inside your cheek and then you mail it back, and then they add you to the registry. It does require some commitment on you to donate your time in addition to, obviously your cells or bone marrow, whichever it may be. But it does require a time commitment. I did have to take a couple of hours off of work to do this. Luckily, my employer is flexible enough and they let me do it. And you will have to travel. I live in Florida. I had to travel to DC to do my actual donation. Depending on what kind of donation you end up doing, if you end up being a match with somebody, stem cells versus bone marrow will depend on where you have to travel to. So some of the questions I have been asked throughout this process is, was I compensated or did I get anything out of doing this? And the answer is no. I did not receive any money. I did not receive any kind of gear or anything. There was zero compensation. Be the Match does cover, they covered the hotel, they covered the flight from here to DC and then back. It was for me and one other person. I brought my spouse with me. They cover the meals while we were there. They cover the lift to and from the airport. They cover parking if you park at the airport. They pretty much cover everything. No alcohol, obviously. Sightseeing while you're there is not covered, but pretty much getting you there, housing you while you're there, feeding you while you're there, and then getting you home, they covered all of that. So I didn't have to come, well, I did come out of pocket for some things, but what I do, or what you're supposed to do, is you submit your receipts to them, and they reimburse you for your expenses if they are eligible for reimbursement. So, no compensation is associated with this at all from any angle. Be the Match did send me a pin, so let me show that to you guys here. So this is just a little shirt pin. It has just a little pokey thing on the back there, but it says Be the Match on it. So I can wear that around on my jackets or my shirts, wherever, on a hat even. And then I will also be getting a duffel bag. It's what you get, they send you like a link and you can pick an item. They've got, you know, shirts, I think a hat, water bottle, things like that. I picked a duffel bag because on it, it says Be the Match on it, but then you can also have them embroider your donation date on it. So that's what I picked because it'll have my donation date on there too. It hasn't arrived yet. So if you're not sure on if you want to donate or if you need to donate, the answer is yes. They need donors all the time. And I want to read you guys some stats on it. Hispanics or Latino patients only have a 46% chance of finding a match. African American patients have only a 23% chance of finding a match. Caucasian patients have a 77% chance of finding a match. So obviously, you know, if you're Caucasian, your chances of finding a match are significantly better than if you're African American or Hispanic. But that doesn't mean to say that if you're Caucasian or white, you don't be thinking, oh, I'm white, I don't need to donate because there's tons of people, you know, tons of other white people who have already donated. That's not the case at all. So I'm Hispanic heritage, ethnicity. My ancestors came from Spain and Portugal. My recipient is white. He is Caucasian. So, which is pretty rare. It doesn't happen very often. Even my liaison said that it was really strange being, you know, Hispanic and my donation is going to a Caucasian male. So don't think that just because you're white, there's a huge pool to pull from. No, you could be matched with somebody of a completely different ethnicity. So definitely donate if you're eligible and you're willing and you're interested. Definitely go see, check it out, do the swab kit and get added to the registry. I will keep you guys posted when I get information on the recipient on if his body accepted the donation. If it does work for him and we end up getting to the point where we're able to communicate with each other, I will definitely keep you guys in the loop. Who knows, maybe there could potentially be a meetup sometime in the future. I don't know, you never know. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. You can leave them in the comment section down below, or you can shoot me an email. I will do my best to answer all the questions that I can. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. If you liked what you saw in today's vlog, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel yet, please make sure you do so by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later.